Shout out, the Connects. Luis Guzman. Don't ever go, never leave my side. Passion's all I have, courage is my drive. And if I lost you, I would lose it all together. I wouldn't have composure to get it back together. I don't know.
Welcome to I'm an Artist, Not a Salesman podcast, where we highlight the journey of entrepreneurs, creatives, and business people alike to showcase that every light and dark moment create a beautiful piece of art. This is episode 54. I am your host, Luis Guzman, and a huge big shout out to Hanobi, our sponsor. Thank you so much. My guest today is the definition of grit, persistence, and the undying passion for success. A man of discipline and practice, he lives his life every day humbled by his setbacks, but blessed for the hard lessons that made him who he is today. From bodybuilding to building multi-million-dollar companies, to selling those companies, to going bankrupt at 24, to gain it all back, then surviving a heart attack in 2022, this man's life is a testimony of being in the fire and trusting God's timing through it all. He is an entrepreneur that coaches business owners and helps them scale without micromanaging, a podcast host of the Intrepidus and Big D podcast, a best-selling author, a keynote speaker with over 400 engagements under his belt, a guest on The Apprentice show in 2009 and 2011, a father, a man of faith, but most importantly, a man of purpose that strives every day to not just make himself better, but everyone he meets in this world better as well. One of the most hardworking people I'm blessed to meet today. I'm inspired by his will to be great every day. Dan Sachkowsky, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it, man. You got me hype. I'm excited today, man.
Let's get it.
I'm excited when I get to interview and sit down with real geniuses of what they do for a living. And I put you in that category, man. Your story is inspiring. Your journey is nothing less than, blessings on blessings, but also the discipline and hard work you maintain to this day to be where you are today. I think it's inspiring and people have to hear it.
Absolutely, man. I mean, the failures kicked the shit out of me, but it's all the lessons that we go through, and being able to rise through the fall. And I think most people don't become successful in their life is because they like to stay at rock bottom because it's comfortable down there because they don't have to work any harder. A lot of times, especially when we're kids, we want to do big things. We want to do great things. We want to ride a bike. We want to climb a wall. We want to climb a pole. We want to climb a light post, whatever it is. But, all of a sudden when we get older, something kicks us in our ass and we want to stay in the seat.
100%, man. I always say you got to think like a child. Because children, they have no limitations on what they can do. I want to be an astronaut. Yeah. I want to be the president of the United States. And, I think life bogs you down and kicks you down and keeps you there and puts dirt in your mouth. But if you don't choose to get up constantly and just say, listen, this hard shit sucks, but I'm going to face it and get on the other side. Because on the other side of that is courageousness, it's achievement, it's success. But people get stuck in the fear and in the this sucks part. And then your whole life just becomes a constant rerun of that.
Well, everyone wants easy. There's no value in easy. Everything that's worth it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, and you're going to have to go through it. And if there's no reward, there's no suffering. That's the way you got to look at it. And you talk about being a child. I always talk about, just to my clients, is like having that childlike mentality, like that high IQ, high I quit attitude. Like when you're a kid, you don't quit. You want ice cream, your parents say no, you get ice cream because you don't quit. You're resilient. But what happens to your identity, to your person, to who you are as you get older is you kind of like fall into mediocrity and you become like everybody else. 100%. And you stop thinking about what you wanted. I mean, think about what you wanted as your first car. I mean, I wanted a Ferrari, but I wanted a monster truck. I wanted a monster truck pulling the Ferrari, right? And then now it's time to get your license and get a car. And it's like your parents go, oh, you're lucky to have a vehicle to take you from point A to point B. I remember roll up windows. I'm like, what is this shit? You know what I mean? Like my friend's got power. This is bullshit.
Yeah, bro. You have to earn every step though. I mean, but isn't it great though to go through those hard, really those days that really are kind of mundane and like you said, the roll up windows. I had a roll up window. I had an 83 Celica with the flip lights. You know what I mean? And it had no brakes. I had to drive one day home with the e-brake on. That's how bad this car. It was a $300 car. It was crazy. And I remember this is a weird thing. I don't know if you have anything like this in your life that is attached to you, but I remember not being able to afford a car, and then when I got one, it was a piece of crap.
Yeah.
And now I'm so blessed when I purchase a new vehicle, or for my business, or the truck, whatever. There's always some sense of like happy tears, because it's like, wow, you went from having a car that was $300 and now you're blessed to get what you want, and I'm thankful for that. I don't lose the sight of thankfulness. And I feel like you're the same way. Do you stay thankful and grounded through the entire journey of what you've been through?
Absolutely, because I think that, what we go through and what we push through brings us to that next step of life. And we have to really look back. I think so many people forget, and this is why success often collapses and never comes back, because people forget where they came from. People forget where they go through to get where they are. Now all of a sudden they want to be somebody else. It doesn't matter what your bank account looks like. It doesn't matter the car you drive, the house you live in. You're still the same person.
Yeah.
You've just became a greater version of yourself. But once somebody switches, they want to now become somebody else. They want to model somebody else. They want to dress like somebody else, do what someone else is doing. And that's where your whole life falls apart, because that's not you anymore.
Yeah.
And people see you straight through the bullshit.
1,000%. Yeah, you got to be true to who you are, man. And you gotta really fall into that role. I don't want to say a role, but fall into who you're truly meant to be, and just be that. Yeah. Don't try to be Joe Schmo or Shirley Jane or whatever the case is. Be you, and you can only be the greatest version of who God intended you to be. Amen. And then just evolve from there. You know what I mean? Exactly. Dude, we got on a roll quick, but I always start every podcast with the same question, but we just been rolling. But I'm going to revert now and ask you the question. Who is Dan Sachkowsky?
Dan Sachkowsky is just a guy who comes from humble beginnings and decided he didn't want to live the life that was given to him. He wanted to go out there and create his own life, his own destiny. He didn't believe in the way that conditional thinking was and the limiting beliefs that his family came from. He saw something greater, something bigger, went through it, and started chasing things that were not exactly what they were supposed to be, but it was what I thought it was. And that humbled me real quick to realize that I started having to live life on purpose and passion, not be driven by money. But I knew that I couldn't take advice from the people who brought me into this world because they're limiting thoughts. So I'm a creator of bigger things, and I'm a person who will never go out there and say, I wish I did something. I'll always go through it. And I don't try anything, I do it. Either it works or it doesn't, but I'm going to do it. I don't do anything to try. So I'm a guy like my podcast, I focus on, wealth to me is health, a good family, something to leave behind, having freedom, which is the ability to do what you want when you want, and relentless execution, chasing it, going after every single thing. I tell people, like, when we go to heaven, we're going to, stand in front of God. And, a lot of people go, oh, well, I deserve to go to heaven because I was a good person. And doesn't really matter how good of a person you are. I thank God for everything he's done in my life. I believe he's my Lord and Savior. But when I do meet him at that time, I do know that there's going to be a conversation like this. Like, hey, man, you literally blew the lid off of it. I've given you so many opportunities. And not only did you go after those opportunities, you went beyond those opportunities. And I never expected you to do what you've done. Like, wow. So I know that appointment's coming, and I don't want him to be disappointed. Right. And so many people are going to disappoint God because God lays out opportunities for us, but we're too busy. We got no money. We this, we that, whatever. And we don't take on. An opportunity doesn't wait. We lose day in and day out the opportunities that come across us. So every single time I'm approached by something, I look at it like, hey, this is either a blessing or a curse, but I got to look into it and see what it's going to be. And, I got to run with it. I got to see where this is going to take me. And I go after everything I can.
I think it's very poignant, everything you're saying, but I think the key thing and all that I'm getting from it is curiosity. You got to be curious. You got to kind of have that sixth sense of like, I'm going to try this thing, and I'm going to try 1,000 opportunities that come my way. Because if you try it and it doesn't work out, fine, you move on, right? But if you didn't try something, who knew where that would have led to? Have you just tried it?
I don't even use the word try. I hate that word, because trying to me is like you're giving yourself the opportunity to say you did it, but it didn't work. So when I look at opportunity, I'm either going to do it or I'm not. So the opportunity, I have to say, okay, what's this going to do for me? If this were to work, what's this going to do for my life? What's it going to do for my family? And what's it going to do for the legacy I'm trying to leave? And if those values don't add up, then I'll pass it.
Got it.
But if those values add up and I see value in the opportunity, I'm going to do it. So when I think of try, here's what I think of. The new year comes and people go, I'm going to try to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to eat healthy. I'm going to try to do this. And try doesn't last long because it favors the last version of you. And it allows you to say, I tried it, but it didn't work, so I get to go back here. So when you ultimately want to be successful, there's no reverse factor. You don't go back. You go forward. And if you don't gain from that forward progress, you learn from it, then you take it on to the next opportunity. But you never go back.
I can relate to that 1,000%, man. You got to immerse yourself in what your belief is, you know, and if you, it's true. Cause I have a lot of friends and even myself back in the day, I was 330 pounds at one point. Now I'm 210, but I stopped trying and I just said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stick to it. And now it's so muscle memory in my brain. I wake up every day at 3:30. I'm in the gym at 4:30 in the morning. It's a part of my life. It's not like I'm trying. I'm already doing it. And then everything else, it kind of adds on to that circle of what you're doing. You know, your whole life becomes a reflection of that. You know, you said health is wealth, right?
Yeah.
So I think being healthy is probably the first point of beginning something that's going to make everything else in your life evolve for yourself. Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I see like a really overweight or obese person, my first opinion is they're lazy. Is that a wrong thing to think about?
I mean, you were 300 pounds. What, were you lazy?
Well, I was an anomaly. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I was lazy though. I'll be honest. I mean, I'll own it. I was lazy, but I always had something going on. But when I lost the weight, I got into another gear that I never thought I could get into. And that just became so addicting to feel that rush of like, I'm actually doing something. I'm not on the couch. I'm not pressing the remote. I'm not eating a bunch of Cheetos in a bowl. I'm actually rocking. And my life, my finances, my world, it all evolved.
Overweight people expect life to happen for them, not to them, right?
And they complain a lot.
Yeah. So when you look at most successful people in this world, they're not fat. They're in shape. Even if they don't go to the gym, they're well kept. They watch what they eat. You know, they're not fat shits, fat slobs, right?
Yeah.
So like, listen, at the end of the day, like if you're fat, you're overweight, it is what it is, but you can't be trusted. Here's why. If you don't trust yourself enough to be a better version of you and look better in public, how is anyone in business ever going to trust you?
Yeah.
So I seen this guy messages me the other day. He's like, hey, I'm putting together this mastermind, blah, 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 blah. I would love for you to come. Dude's like 400 pounds. And I'm like watching a video of him in front of the room. And I'm like, bro, I think you need me to coach you, like to help you to be a bigger thing, because the people that you're talking to in your mastermind are never going to bring value to you, and you're never going to bring value to them. They're just going to be like your little minions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you can't bring on people because people will judge you for what you look like, and they're going to trust you or they're not based on your self presentation of how you present yourself. So that's why there's not many successful people out there who are overweight. And if they are, they're just like literally making money hand over fist, but you know, they're not going to live long. But there's very few.
There's very few. No, I agree. Like I think there's something to say about a guy that walks in confident, or a woman, you know, back straight, head up high, looks you in the eye, is very, you know, determined and focused on what he or she has going on. I think that speaks volumes. You know, like your energy presents itself before you even say one word. You know what I mean? In your business, where you're doing the mentoring, is a lot of that people that are slacking, or are these guys already professionals and that they just haven't got to that fifth gear yet?
So
like, give me the 360.
I have a mix, but the majority of my clients are the biggest bottlenecks of their business. They're doing everything they can't get out. You know, maybe they're making $500,000 a year, but they can make $5 million. You know, but the problem is they don't have processes, they don't have systems, and they don't have accountability, and they just want to do everything. But then I have some people who are starting off, you know, and they're just coming to me at the right time because they're wanting to get started during the beginning stages, and I can help them excel a lot faster because I can tell them all the things not to do, and I can get them on a faster path. So I think the biggest problem in business is in the beginning of our businesses, we want to do everything because we feel that we're the best at everything we do.
It's our baby.
You know, and we almost have like this egotistical trip, like, hey, if I could just find another one of me, like that's like the most selfish thing we could say, because there's people who are way better than us. So when you look at whatever industry somebody's in, whatever you are, if you take all the 5 jobs that you're doing as an owner, if you found 5 people who actually just focused on that one task and they were very good at it, they would outperform you every single day. So my job is to create systems, processes, and put people in place so that I can take that business owner from the employee to the CEO. Because you are not a CEO. You are the business owner who is literally doing everything. You're the last paid employee. Every problem comes to you. Every fire comes to you. Every decision comes to you. You don't own a business. You own a glorified job. So how do I pull you out so that your business can run? Every time you go on vacation, your phone's strapped to you, and now you come back to chaos. This is how 90% of business owners
1,000%
live.
1,000%.
So I help that.
Why do you think micromanaging is such an unhealthy addiction for business owners? What is it? What's the root cause of that, man?
Number one, I think it's money. Like they think that if they do everything and oversee everything, they're going to make more money, which in turn it's not true. You can't grow a business by trying to do all that stuff. Number two, they don't want to give people responsibility. They want people to come back and say, hey, here's what I did, boss, versus like you saying, hey, John, hey, Mary, whatever, like you're doing phenomenal. Like I love what you're doing. What insight do you have for me? What can I do to help you, in your role? It's always like, you're not doing this right. You're not doing this. And, that business owner wants everything to spin underneath their wheel. But if you actually could find people who could be operators and do things and be better, and now you go to them and you ask them how you can help them perform higher because they're literally giving you results. What can you put in place? Like my assistant, I'm like, hey, if you need help, if you're overwhelmed with anything, you let me know. I'll bring somebody else in. It's not about you doing everything. It's not about burnout. It's about me seeing how I can bring more value to you because we can scale larger as long as you're not burning yourself out.
I 100% agree, man. I think the right people and processes in place, that runs the business.
Yeah.
The CEO, to your point, has to 360 this. They have to be over it, looking down and seeing, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that. How can we scale? How can we get more money on this end? How can we make this? How can we bring But if you're constantly inside your business, you can't work outside your business to make your business grow.
Right.
But I think a lot of business owners, and this is where you come in, they handicap themselves because they got like a Stockholm syndrome to like these associates of theirs. And then people make mistakes. If you're going to give somebody the autonomy to make a decision, and let's say they make a crappy decision, you coach them through it, but you don't blow up on them and say, oh, you're fired. Oh, I'm going to do it myself.
Emotional decisions.
But they all do that, man. Like, how can we get better at this as a whole? Like, this is like it's like an epidemic for business owners.
So most business owners don't have core values. They just hire people to sit in seats. Mm-hmm. So nobody's on the same mission. It's like the army just filling up people and giving them guns and saying, go out there and shoot. Bro, like you can't build anything stable if you don't have everyone in line on the same mission. So number one are core values, getting your core values in place. Now, what's your mission? What's the mission of this company? What's the goal? How does A, B, C, D employee fall into that as a team member, not as an employee? People would rather be seen as somebody that's part of a team than somebody who's just a paycheck.
Yeah, 100%.
They want to feel welcome. They want to feel like they're giving value. They want to feel like they're receiving and distributing like whatever they can. But there's a fine line of value where it's appreciated. And it's not just like, hey, you're not good enough. You're not doing this. And the reason why people aren't good enough is because everyone wants to hire the low-hanging fruit. Like, oh, I have someone who wants to work for me, that's a office manager and they want $20 an hour. Shit, I need to find someone at 12.
Yeah.
But that $20 an hour office manager with those skills could probably outperform three $12 an hour people.
1,000%.
But nobody wants to pay.
It's cost opportunity, right? You got to understand that if I'm going to pay somebody $20 an hour versus 12, but I'm going to have less headaches on my head, that's going to free me up to be able to go out there and make more money for the business.
Right.
But if you're so myopic on the little bits and pieces, 10, 12, 11, 10, it's not going to work, man.
Yeah.
You got to, just like faith and just like life, sometimes you got to let go a little bit in business to see the growth develop. You know what I mean? I forgot to ask you this earlier, but I wanted to learn about your upbringing, man. Tell me about, because you said in the beginning of the podcast that the people that raised you, the ideologies about money didn't line up with what you believe. Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing and about your family life?
I think it's a lot for most of us, unless our families were entrepreneurs. But like our age people, our parents, our grandparents, factory workers, and whatever it is, it's just like, hey, go to work, get paid, work X amount of hours, and live on this type of income. And you're lucky you kind of have an opportunity. So I didn't grow up with any entrepreneurship I grew up in Elizabeth.
Me too.
New Jersey.
Whoa.
Peterstown.
Get out of here. My wife is from Peterstown.
So I went to school one.
How old are you?
Oh, no, I went to St. Anthony. Sorry. I lived by school one.
How old are you?
44.
Yeah, my wife's 45. I swear you probably know. That's wild.
I went to St. Anthony's.
Get out. She went to Elizabeth High and
I didn't go there. I moved out when I was 14.
Oh, you moved out when okay.
Yeah,
That's awesome. You're from Elizabeth. Wow. Yeah. I'm from Elizabeth. That's so cool. I didn't know that, dude. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
It's all good. The two Blockbuster, I remember used to be there.
Yeah, by Pizza Hut.
Tommy's Hot Dogs. Remember?
Tommy's Hot Dogs with the fries.
Yeah.
Oh,
the bicycle shop that was in between the two hot dog stands.
The bicycle shop. Do you remember the Five and Dime?
No.
There was a Five. That's all the way down Broad Street. And then there was a... can't remember.
Supermarket. Remember
Supermarket. That's crazy.
I used to go there whenever I had some change and just get a candy bar because that was a couple blocks from my house.
Wow,
yeah, that's where I grew up.
That's so cool, man. I did not know that.
I used to get my bikes and scooters stolen all the time. Dudes would just roll up the driveway and take that shit.
Mongooses, remember the GTX,
everything.
All that stuff, man.
Everything.
That was especially at that time in Elizabeth and in that area, like. Besides Peterstown, I mean, on the other side of that, you got Prince Street and you got Catherine Street, and that was wild.
The hood used to come into there and just do whatever. I remember these kids would just like walk up the driveway and just take that shit. Look at you, but I'm taking it. It's like, what? My mom chased
and you had to
dude.
fight, man. I mean, it wasn't like now where everybody, you had to really, throw your dukes up. It was a different time.
We didn't have a lot. I mean, me and my brother like shared a bike and shared a scooter. You know what I mean? We lived in an apartment on like an upper level, an illegal apartment. Yeah, so we didn't have
a lot of illegal apartments in Elizabeth, man. What street, if you don't mind me asking?
Christine Street.
I swear, it's so wild you say that. My wife was, her first 10, 12 years were in Peterstown.
Yeah, so right where that school one is, there's a park right there.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that park is.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, so there was Card Corner. Remember Card Corner was up the street?
Damn.
So I used to steal money from my dad. My dad used to have like roll-up quarters and shit. And I go to Card Corner and buy cards. I come home with all these cards, and my parents like, "Where you get this?" I was like, "I don't know. People give me money." And then my dad's change draw. There's no money left, so they walk in the Card Corner and they're like, "Has this kid been in here?" Like, yeah, gives us all this money. Dude, I got beaten in my life.
Dude, man, you get beat now. Forget about it. Your parents get locked up.
So yeah, I grew up in Elizabeth.
That's dope,
then we
man.
moved to the suburbs. And moving to the suburbs, my grandparents and my uncle came with me. I think just so my parents could afford it.
Gotcha.
But what I saw different was like when you live in, I would say like Peterstown, because I had the projects across the street by the park, and like it was mixed. It was Italian, but then you had projects, then you had apartments. So it was like there was
a melting pot. It's a melting pot. Yeah. But you got to taste
go one
of both.
block up, right?
Yeah, you go one block up, you're getting jumped.
Yeah. So like, don't make that turn.
Yeah.
So when we moved to the suburbs, I just saw life in a different way. I saw like my friends' parents had 2 cars that were really nice and they were new. My friends had basketball courts in their backyard and pools and batting cages in their backyard. I'm like, bro, this is
opulence,
right?
Compared to Elizabeth.
But still, like hanging out with these kids and then like seeing my family, there's still such a limiting belief there. So like when I started seeing that there was like a bigger side of life, it really opened me up. And we passed Bon Jovi's house when I was 15, and I say this on probably every podcast. I've been on 50 something podcasts. Every podcast. We passed Bon Jovi's house, and I remember talking to my dad. I'm like, like what is that? I didn't know. I was at a store or something. Like I didn't know houses could be that big. And he's like, those are rich people. We'll never be rich.
Whoa, so your dad said that?
Yeah. So when I was 15, that's where my mindset shifted.
Wow. What that one statement, you remember that day when your dad said that?
I remember like, I can see it in my head.
Wow.
So what happened was, if you remember during that time, MTV Cribs.
Yes. Yep.
So my dad says that MTV Cribs is very popular on MTV. And I see these rich people have nice cars and big houses. So those are rich people to me. Why? We just passed a big house with nice cars with gates. I didn't know those people rented that shit. You know what I mean? But so
that's
I'm
all
like,
facade.
so now from 17 to 24, I'm chasing money because I thought that's what rich was until I went bankrupt at 24 and fell flat on my face.
How did that happen?
So I was in the construction industry from 1999 to 2006. Like you look at, we had great times. Then 2007, we had a foreclosure epidemic.
That's what happened to me, yeah.
Through the entire time of me building a construction company, there was work. There was so much work. There was so much going on. So I never saw bad. The minute I stepped into it was like work.
This is booming. Yeah.
So like I'm spending money, bro. Like it's going out of style. 24 years old, living in a 5,000 square foot house. All my neighbors think I'm a drug dealer. You know, S55 AMG, 2 Escalades,
Crushing.
house in Cabo, bro. Like shit that like I could never even imagine.
Wow.
You know, but nobody said save your money. Nobody said this.
No financial literacy.
Because I had no idea. And I'm like, oh,
You
if this
thought
is
that
the
was
rest
rich.
of my life, this
Yeah.
is unbelievable. Blowing money. I would go to Cabo with 10 grand strapped to my ankle. You know what I mean? Like I'd go to AC and be a degenerate gambler and just drop 10 G's on $100 tables of blackjack just because I had so much money.
Dude.
You know, and I'm just like, oh, this is amazing, you know?
But let me ask you a question that's kind of weird to me, and if you give me some clarity. You know, and again, before we started recording, I told you I feel a kinship towards you, and it's so weird that you're from Elizabeth like me. But you've seen both sides.
Yep.
And you understand what it is to be broke, and now you have all this money and access at 24 or 23, whatever. Did you ever think at all that it can stop? Because you seem bad.
I never thought I could stop because nobody in my family was an entrepreneur or a business owner. I was. So I was making a month what they were making a year. So I'm like, oh, this is great.
Wow. Yeah. So you didn't think it was going to end.
Nope.
Yeah.
I thought that this was business ownership.
Yeah. No. That and again another anecdote that you don't know, which again going back to like I feel this kinship. I went bankrupt at 24. And it was me getting caught up in the real estate stuff. I was buying houses left and right.
Yeah.
And again, I was buying Breitling watches.
I still have my watches.
I sold the Breitling, unfortunately. but yeah, I understand that. Like you have all this overabundance. But for me, I was also doing music at the time. I was a rapper, and it was just more for the appearance. Oh, look what I got. I own these houses. But then when reality hit and I had to start from ground bottom, that was a hard time for me. So I know how bad it was for me. Tell me how that was for you, like getting out of the hole. And how did that happen?
So 2006 happens. I'm 24. The year before, so it's like 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
The year before, I cleared over 680,000. I made like $3.8 million in that time frame.
Jeepers,
Net.
man. Doing construction.
Yeah.
What, general construction, GC?
Oh yeah, like GC building houses and like
Got
big
it.
additions, like big jobs. And most of the work I ever did was like 300 to 600,000.
Okay, got
Back
it.
then.
Got it.
So I made all this money, and then that last year, from like 2006 to 2007, all the money I have saved up, I'm pouring it back to save my company, paying my bills. No money's coming in, bro. If I would have known that I was going to blow all that money and none of it was going to come back, I would have claimed bankruptcy a year before,
Hell yeah.
and I would have had $1 million. I blew like 700 G's in 12 months.
Dude.
Crazy.
What the hell were you buying?
I didn't buy. I was.
Oh, you're paying back the business.
My monthly nut was $50,000 a month.
Sheesh.
With all the cars,
Before
with the
you
house,
made
with the
profit.
business.
Yeah.
Bro, 24. I had 13 trucks that I was financing. I had an excavator, skid steers. I had everything. Dump trucks.
Jeepers.
Because I was big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was bigger than most of the guys in the area.
Wow. And what was this area at?
I was in Howell.
Howell, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good area to build.
Yeah,
okay,
so
gotcha.
Monmouth County. I was killing it, bro. But you know, I spent a year just trying to like flush myself out, and all I did was flush myself deeper.
Dude.
And I remember like when I went to my bankruptcy attorney, I'm like, listen, I got to claim bankruptcy, and he's like, you'll figure it out. He goes, if you did it once, you could do it again. He goes, you're a lot different than most of the other people come in here. Most people come in here because they have credit card debt. Most people come in here because they make poor decisions. But you went out there, you took a risk.
Mm-hmm.
You took a risk, you got a reward. Now you know how to do it. Go out there and do it again. He had that conversation with me. So my ride home, I was like, that's so fucking weird. He just took the last money of mine and told me I'm good. Like I have no money left because I have to pay him. Like this is whack, right? So then I go home and I have 2 boys at the time.
Right.
And they're sitting there and they have their arms out and they just like wanted me to hug them and say hi to me. And right there, that was my light switch. I go, for the last 7-8 years of my life, I chased money, but that's my purpose.
Yeah, your family, your legacy.
So my back was up against the wall, and I had to make a decision quick. A friend of mine was in construction, same thing. You know, goes out, he ends up, you know, finding a business, direct sales, network marketing. He's like, yo, we can get rich every time the phone rings. I'm like, bro, what are you, like on dope or something? Like, you all right? What the hell are you talking about? I'm like, the phone rings every day. It costs me money.
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, no, you got to check this out. He calls me like 6 or 7 times. And I finally go, hey, listen, if I come to this meeting, will you stop calling me because I really think you're on drugs? So I go to this meeting and the guy in front of the room is making like 40 grand a month, you know, young guy in his 30s, selling phone service. Like, I'm like, he could do it. I could do it.
You could do it. Yeah.
Right. So like everyone at this meeting's got suits on or doctors and chiropractors and all this shit looking to just leverage their income. Me, I'm like fucking strapped. I got no money. I'm like, all right. He's like, hey, wear your best business attire because it's a business meeting. So I put on a brand new pair of Timbs, a pair of jeans that didn't have no holes on them, and a brand new hoodie.
Come on.
And I rode
dude.
my chopper there. That was my business attire.
That's crazy.
I wanted to roll up like a G, right?
Oh,
so
shit.
and nobody ever, like, everyone like always remembers the way I rolled up. But
Legend.
I didn't care. I just wanted to go, so he stopped calling me. I had no intention of doing anything.
I
was just being an asshole, just showing up like a dick.
I got you.
Right?
I got you. Yeah.
So at the end of the night, I go up to the guy who's making $40,000 a month. I'm like, hey, bro, like, how are you doing it? He goes, it's simple. You just got to put people in front of the opportunity. I'm like, if I put people in front of the opportunity, will you talk? He's like, yeah. I said, how many people you want in front of the room? He goes, as many as you can. So I was like, all right, when do you want to do this? He's like, you give me a date. It was like a week out. I was like, how many people you want? He goes, how many people can you get? I said, 100. He's like, you get 100 people in a room. He goes, you get 100 people in a room, I'll bring my brother. I said, I get 100 people in a room, bring more than your brother.
Whoa.
So him and his brother are big in his company. And I just start hitting the phones. Bro, I have credibility, dude. I'm 24. My friends are in their 30s and 40s.
Big social
You know what
circle.
I mean? Because I'm already making money.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's suffering. Here's my phone call. Yo, Eric, listen, what are you doing Thursday, 6:30? Nothing. All right, you got to come to my house. Listen, I have something that you have to see. What is it? I don't really know how to explain it, but trust me, it's worth your time. If you can't come, let me know. I'm going to fill your seat. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. Bro, literally looked like valet parking on my street. There was literally 87 people in my house.
Dude, that's wild.
So this
In
guy
1
presents
week.
the opportunity. It was like a $500 opportunity to sign in. Half these dudes are on the balls of their ass, right? Like, not because we're not making money. We have like $500. Like, how are we going to do it? Like, 200 on this credit card, 300 on this credit card. They're trying to figure it out, right? But that's what entrepreneurs do, right?
Yeah.
So I make $6,600 my first month. I had no idea what I was doing. Ignorance on fire.
Wow.
So I'm like, all right, like, this is easy. So everyone's like, hey, what do I got to do? Just put people in the living room. We're not teaching anything. We're just saying pack it. And these guys just kept coming and coming and coming. Thousands of people in this business in a few months. Whoa. I think I made like 30 something grand by my 4th or 5th month.
Damn.
I'm like, dude, this is legit.
That's
now I need
great.
to figure this shit out.
Yeah, now I got
to start going out there and do this myself, right?
But what was this business about that
So it was like,
your boys were
like you resold phone service. So back like in
was
early
that like the
2000s?
hustle back in the day?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was. Yeah,
Well,
the phone service. And,
cell phone service, direct TV. You could be a broker and get it cheaper and get paid every time someone sent a bill, pay a bill, whatever.
Got it.
So I did that for like 5 years, made a few $1 million with that company. That's how I got introduced to The Apprentice. And then ended up leaving that company, going to a product-based company. But in turn, while I was doing that, I was building another construction company. And I did all that until like 2014. But throughout that, I built another company, ended up selling it. And then I bought a bad company that was $3 million in debt the day I bought it. Cooked books, went bankrupt again.
Come on.
I went bankrupt again.
You didn't get a forensic analysis, man?
We did. We had my accountant looked at it.
Forensic accountant.
Yeah, my accountant looked at it and my lawyer looked at it. They cooked the books. So everything that was in QuickBooks was never inserted in the bank. They had a separate bank account that wasn't inserted. They cashed all these checks. Wow. Bro, it was sandy money. It was fraud. Dude. And then it comes back on me.
You can't sue them even though it was a faulty deal?
The dude took it off to Florida. It was a mess, bro.
People are shit.
It was a mess.
That's freaking crazy, man.
Made it all, lost it all. Made it all. I didn't lose it all because I just lost that, you know? So then I was like, you know what? Like, I'm really good at building businesses and losing money. Like, when's this shit going to stop, right? So, and there's just like something, if you talk to anyone who's done anything of greatness, like this is like the way it goes. You know, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And you have to learn now how to live in the down so that the up is just easy. So throughout my entire life, 27 years in business, it's been up and down, up and down, up and down.
It's never steady.
No.
Never. You ever seen Blow?
No.
You ever seen the movie Blow?
I don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV in probably 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you own a TV?
I think I have 16 in the house, but I don't watch it.
You don't watch any? It's the Idiot Box, right?
What?
It's the Idiot Box.
Yeah,
TV?
I just don't have time for it.
I'm going to get to that, but I want to make this point because in the movie, he says to his son, money isn't real. You're going to go up, you're going to go down, but you just keep going.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to tell you that, as it resonated with me. Like, people think that in business or in life in general, you're just going to just coast nice and easy. There's no rocky time. No, you're going to have some really lows. You're going to have some good highs. But for the most part, you're going to have more lows than highs. You got to really learn how to balance your brain to think it's going to be okay. I'm going to get through whatever comes my way. Like you said earlier, the fat people just want everything easy. But
so you're going to have highs and lows, but the average person, their highs and lows are steady flow. But to the entrepreneur, their highs are super high and their lows are super low, right? So to have the greatest reward, you got to go through the greatest suffering. Right?
Yeah. No,
so that's kind of how it is, like where you're going to be super high, but then you're drop. But the good thing about that is like, the valley and how it feels, and the mountain and how it feels. So the more you do that, the easier it is to climb a higher altitude.
Yes.
But most people never get to the next altitude because they're okay just coasting where they are. And they don't want to go out. They don't want to try anything. They don't want to go after anything. They don't want to push for anything. They just want to be comfortable.
Yeah. I get it. Listen, more power to them. God bless you if that's where you want to be at. That makes you happy. But it
doesn't make them happy.
Yeah. There's a lot of, introverted depression going on there. But I do notice that, and I'm speaking for myself, that I can use the podcast as an example. I've taken risks with certain guests or, certain investments. And in the middle of it, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be scary, blah, blah, blah. But then it's just like the things you least expect is like, whoa, what is happening? This is crazy. I'm getting traction. Whoa, I'm getting phone calls from this person, that person. All because I took a risk that in the beginning of the risk, it seems scary. But when you get to the other side, it kind of gives you this adrenaline rush, like an endorphin release. Like, I want to feel that again now. Mm-hmm. I want to feel that. And there's going to be times where you're not going to feel that and it's going to feel stagnant. You mentioned this in one of your videos. It really stood out to me. This consistency looks boring. No one likes to do the consistency. For me, I explained to you earlier, no one wants to work out at 4:30 in the morning. I do it because it sucks and because it sets the tone for my day. I didn't want to wake up today, but I'm like, I got my man Big D coming. I got to knock out this leg day.
Do the suck first.
And do the sucky thing first. And then everything else just falls into place. And even if it sucks in the moment, it's not as hard. But you said consistency is boring. It's dull. It doesn't look good. No one wants to do it. No one sees it. You just see the trophy. Kobe Bryant holding the trophy up, or you see Derek Jeter. You didn't see what they were doing with behind closed doors. That sucks. Yeah. So I think there's a big thing there in this world, day and age now, where people want that instant gratification, but they don't realize what actually has to come with that. And getting back to my point to close the loop on that, the risk and reward factor. You gotta take those risks to get those endorphin releases and those high points that's gonna make you take bigger risk.
Why in sports is there only one MVP? Because only one motherfucker goes out there and does it?
All the way. All the way. And leaves it all out there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the same in life, right? Like, in a business, there's going to be those people who are just going to shine more than others. But it's about, number one, believing in yourself. But number two, taking that belief and manifesting it into some type of action that can reflect who you are as a person. You know what I mean? And I think we're living in a fake world where people just want to show you something shiny, but inside that body, there's just nothing but filth. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, dude, you went bankrupt twice.
Yeah.
You kind of went over the apprentice thing pretty quick. How did that happen? The apprentice.
So, because of the company I was with and the status I was with the company, we got invited on The Apprentice. So I worked with the celebrities. I was on TV. I was, one of the judges who was like dealing with Joan Rivers and all these people. So like, I was able to like have my time. But dude, it doesn't do nothing. It was just a good experience to be around these celebrities and realize how much of a shithead a lot of them are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then how much of a good person some of them are. You just see these different experiences. But just being there and meeting Trump and having time with Trump and knowing like people like to make assumptions based on what everyone else says. But when you're actually physically present for something and you get to see the real feel and the real deal, life just takes you in a different direction. So being around the celebrities, being around Trump, being around people like this and, Trump's kids, Ivanka and all them, people back then, it was just like, these are real people and they're making an impact and they're doing things to make a difference. And then there's other ones who, the Dennis Rodmans of the world where Dennis Rodman was there and, it's like, different ego, bro. The egos are different. And you just got to see a different side. Khloe Kardashian was there. She definitely wasn't the person that she is today.
Oh, yeah, she looked totally different.
But You just get to see rising stars, and fallen stars. You know, like Joan Rivers was totally cool. Her face didn't move when she talks because she hasn't much Botox. But like, you know, she was cool. She was down to earth. Jose Canseco was there. He was pretty cool.
Jose Canseco,
yeah,
nice.
He was cool.
It was a cool experience.
Yeah, it was a cool experience just to spend time with these people and just know that like some of them like respect you for who you are, and then other ones like look at you like a piece of shit. You know, but that's the way business is too. There's people who become successful in business and they start belittling other people. There's influencers who do that. There's coaches who do that, you know, because again, now you think you're somebody, but you're going to lose everything that you built up because everybody's watching.
Yeah. How do you manage ego? You yourself personally.
So listen, bro, like I've had an ego my entire life. We all have an ego, but it's being able to know like what that ego represents and how it should represent you and what it's doing for you. So I think people don't understand the difference between confident and cocky. Some people will say I'm cocky. Some people will say I'm confident. The person who says I'm confident is a person who's been through hell and back. The person who thinks I'm cocky is a person who doesn't want to go through hell and back, right? So being egotistical is like thinking that you're better than somebody else or putting yourself in a position. So for me, like I'm not a guy who's going to drive a fucking Bugatti somewhere. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what people think about me. I'll drive a Toyota Prius around if I had to. Whatever, dude.
What do you drive?
Me, I have a bunch of shit.
That's the short answer.
Yeah, but you won't see it on social media. You know what I mean? That's not me.
Right.
You don't need to know, you know?
Yeah.
But people try to create this image for their ego that they think because they're doing better and they can make themselves look better, they're going to take themselves to a graduated place. But what happens is you start connecting lower hanging fruit and you don't connect people who are at your level anymore. Because you got people who are super successful that are egotistical, that have the followers, but then you have people who are super successful that are humble, that are with the other humble, super successful people. So it's the circles are different. The people are different. The connections are different. And you got to realize like, we're all here for a reason. You have to be a servant. If you have something good, give it to somebody. Because like, that's how you build value in yourself and other people. But if you try to hold it back and try to make yourself like, oh, I'm the guy who has this and you need this.
Gatekeeping.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I think that's an insecurity within themselves too. They don't feel comfortable or confident. So they got to feel like they can hold something over you.
Yeah.
But like you said, you attract the wrong people with the shiny objects.
Yeah.
No one cares at the end of the day. Like they want to feed their families. They want to run businesses. They want to make money. They want to grow their wealth. It's not.
I don't talk about people much, but like I was talking the other day about that dude Wes Watson. He pisses me off.
Who's Wes Watson?
Oh, take a look at him. Some jerk off in Miami. He came out of prison and he started selling like workout programs and shit. And now he's got like Lambos, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, all different shit. And it's a new car. And he'll yell at people on Instagram. Will talk shit. Like he's just an asshole, But like people. Lower hanging fruit, think that's great. That's dominance. That's a guy. But he's got no credibility. He doesn't hang out with anybody besides like Jack Doherty. He has Jack Doherty at his house. What the fuck that fucking kid at your house for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is the people he spends time with because they're all the same. So like-minded, hanging out like-minded, but they're attracting lower hanging fruit.
Correct.
And all that lower hanging fruit is paying these people a bunch of money every month to be cool with them. But there's nothing there. You're just buying them another car.
That's it.
But when you look at the high level coaches and the high level people in the world, the Ed Milet's of the world, the Andy Frisel's of the world, the Bedros Keuilian's of the world, the big people in this world, like they're not out there flashing their cars. Andy does a little bit. He's got a sick car collection, but like, he gives a lot of value, and he's not like sticking it up your ass. Like, oh, look what I got, thanks to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of a dick move to do that. Like, at the end of the day, you're selling somebody value. You're not selling them a lifestyle. You're selling the value and the intelligence and the credibility and history that you have in business. It's kind of crappy to just like take somebody's money and then drive off in a Ferrari, and these people still haven't learned anything. They haven't gained any knowledge. They haven't scaled their businesses. So I think what you're saying is like, forget about the low hanging fruit. Let's focus on the controllables. Let's focus on growth. Let's focus on my client actually physically, mentally, spiritually growing.
Yeah. If you're going to deal with the low hanging fruit, bring them up with you.
Yeah.
Don't let them just hang down there and be like disciples of yours, which are never going to grow to who you need to be. You know, like that's what these guys want to do. For me, like I want to take everybody with me, and I want people to surpass me. I have coaching clients of mine that make more money than me.
That's a blessing.
You know,
that's
and
the point.
That's great. Like,
That's
hey,
the point.
listen, and my coach has people who make more money than him, but we just have something that can switch, you know, like, and we can help you.
Mhm.
And it's because we have a value there, and that's where it is. But like, there's people out there who make this amount of money and they don't want anyone around them who makes more money or anyone who's at their level because there's too much competition, there's too much headbutting, and there's no influence. So this whole influencing world, this social media influencing bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I'll be in Florida all next week, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, like bro. And my one camera guy's like, bro, we're gonna go to Miami. We're gonna meet up with some influencers and we're gonna do some content. I'm like, dude, I'm not shooting content with none of them fuckheads. You know what I mean?
You're about your business, man.
Yeah.
You're about, but you know what? You're also an adult, and you
Yeah.
also understand what life really is. I think these kids, these people, they don't get it yet. They haven't got smacked in the face hard enough. Life hasn't really hit them hard enough. You surviving the 2 bankruptcies, you had a heart attack too. Well, can you talk about that? What happened there?
So one day I didn't take my blood pressure medicine for like a couple days. I forget sometimes.
Right. You suffer from high blood pressure?
Yeah. If I don't take my pill, I'm at like 180 over like 140.
Oh, wow. Jeepers, man. Well, thank God
I was like 230 over like 170.
Jesus,
I was
dude.
like dead. So it was super hot out. I was with my daughter. It was like 100 degrees. We were doing some running around, and she's like, "Can we stop at Wawa?" I was like, "Yeah, we'll stop at Wawa." She wanted a soda, so I got a soda. She wanted to eat something bad, so I got a bad sandwich, like salt and all that stuff. Her mom picks her up. 20 minutes later, I'm like, something's not right. Wrist to wrist is numb. I'm like,
that's
oh,
the first
shit.
sign.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first sign.
yeah.
So I'm like, something's not right. Paramedics come.
Jeez.
Had some aspirin. Drank a big smart water. I don't remember much. I remember just saying, like, dude, it can't be over. Like, I'm not done yet. Like, I didn't even do anything. And texting my kids in an ambulance, like, hey, I love you guys. Like, sorry I wasn't the best dad I could be, about all this shit. Like,
Oh, my
you know,
God.
like going through all this emotional fucking damage, right? Then I don't remember getting into the hospital. I don't remember being in the hospital. I just remember, like, someone standing over me being like, what drugs did you do? And I'm like, huh? I had no idea what was going on. So I was in cardiac arrest apparently, and then I came out of it. I have a leaky valve, aortic valve. My valve was overflowing internally, which was causing a bunch of stuff. I did a lot of juice back in the day. So your heart's supposed to be like 7 millimeters or something like that. Mine's like 3.5. So it works double to work. So I breathe heavy.
Was the juice a part of that?
Oh,
A
yeah.
big issue?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, to cut you off.
So your heart's a muscle. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
any muscle is going to grow. It's going to grow. But so my heart wall got big because of all that hard work over the years. That's what caused my aortic valve to tear. Too much pressure. I knew I had the issue, but I didn't know how bad it was because my doctor was checking out. We were just trying to get to the root of it. So I'm sitting in the hospital and like, what kind of drugs you on? How many drugs you do? I'm like, I don't do drugs. What are you talking about? You know, and I'm like, call my doctor. Now there's something fucked up with the medical system. Is like, if your doctor's not in their group, they don't communicate.
They can't do. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there for 3 days. I don't even I can't get a hold of my doctor. They're telling me they're trying to call my doctor. They don't call my doctor. They want me to take a stress test. I finally walked out of the hospital after 3 days. I was like, I'm okay.
That's crazy, bro.
So then I talked to my doctor. We find out the root of all the problems, what was going on. It's all under control now. And I just got to be watched. You know what I mean?
And you keep your blood pressure monitored and the pills. Well, thank God. That was like 3 years ago. So this is recent, really recent, man. I mean, that's
when I knew I wasn't living my purpose, like full purpose.
Whoa, man. That kind of rewired you in a way after going through that?
So when I laid in hospital bed the first night, I said to God, I said, listen, I don't know what just happened, but I can tell you right now that if you get me out of this, I'm going to do something and I'm going to serve people like I've never served before. And that was a promise to myself. And he got me out. I said, all right, I got to sell my companies. I got to get out of all these businesses and I'm going to help people. I know how to make money. I know how to lose money. I'm going to teach people how to not lose money. I'm going to teach people how to make money. And I'm going to go out there and help people because at the end of the day we're born, the day we die, are the only 2 dates we can't control, but what we can control is the dash in the middle. So if I were to die today and someone were to meet my kids or my grandkids in 10 years, what are they going to say to them? Nothing. because I haven't done nothing of significance. Oh yeah, I built your mom a nice house. That's cool. But she's probably remodeled the kitchen 15 times since, right? Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It'll never be a conversation. So I'm like, how do I become impactful to help people where it's like, you know, thanks to your dad, like my dad was able to do this and now we were able to do this and experience this and I'll never forget this. Like that's what I needed. How do I do that? Well, I'm very skilled at the business end of it. How do I help that high achiever become a CEO? And that was my goal.
And that's where you're living now. I mean, you're of service with all the stuff you went through, which is the bad and the good. You're pouring that into your clients now and giving them an opportunity to grow, you know, basically like being a guide, you know, and there's passion in that. There's a lot of service in that. You're a man of faith, so you understand that. Like you just walking your purpose every day of just literally serving people, but not like bootleg servicing. I'm talking about like real, like you're in the weeds with them and you can tell you really care about the outcome. You're not just like snatching money, you know, like you really add value to these people. How does that make you feel now versus the 24-year-old that was wilding out for respect?
So I see money differently. Money's secondary to me now. You know, if I know today that if I do enough good, I'll always be taken care of. Like God will never make me starve and he'll never make me thirsty. He'll always provide as long as I help other people. So people go like, what do you do for a living? I say I help people live to their best and highest potential. And I'm a business growth expert. They go, what exactly does that mean? I said, I was a suffering man once. And I know what it's like to have a business that owns you. And I know what it feels like. And I know that you have no control and that you can't live your life to your fullest. I was able to get out of that. Now my goal is to help every single person I can touch to get out of that, whether it's a small business or a big business. Because once you have a taste of freedom and you understand what that looks like and you don't have sleepless nights and you're able to put your head down at night and not worry about every decision that's got to be made tomorrow or wasn't made today, life hits you a little bit differently. You're more present with your family. Yeah. You could do more things. When you do, because everyone's like, I work so hard. Everyone works hard. But how much value do you bring to the hour? Number one. Number two, if you're working so hard and you have a family and you're fully exhausted by the time you come home, is it fair that your kids and your family get what's left of you, which is nothing? Because by the time you come home, you don't want to do anything.
You're giving them scrappy seconds.
You're not present.
Yeah.
You want to have dinner. You want to relax. You want to go on your phone. You want to check up your emails. You don't want to be connected because you're so disconnected. You just want to be by yourself. And this is the way most people live. Yeah.
It's a very depressing, mundane, like it's almost like they're living zombies.
People didn't have to hire me, bro. Just watch my videos. You know what I mean? Like,
seriously,
I give so much free game.
Shit. You get free game out, man. Speaking of that, right? I saw this clip, and I think it resonated a lot with me, and I wanted to hear your take on it. You mentioned, and we're talking about family. You're talking about being present with the kids. You had 2 boys, but you said, and I quote, "I love my sons, but I'm in love with my daughter." How did becoming a girl?
Chills, bro.
Come on, bro. I'm in love with my daughter. Can you kind of just expound on that about how life changed for you when you became a girl dad?
Yeah. So I always wanted 3 boys because my mentor at a young age had 3 boys and I looked up to him and they were all D's. His name was DZ. Like those were his initials and all his boys were DZ. So I wanted all DS's, right? So my first 2 boys are DS. I got Daniel and Devin. And then we had Dylan, but Dylan passed away. It opened up an opportunity for me to have a daughter, something I never wanted. When my ex-wife was pregnant with my daughter, I was scared shit. I was like, I can't be a girl dad, dude. I'm a degenerate. Like, I'm just like, I'm not like tied up for this. Like, this is no good.
Yeah. It's life changing.
When my daughter, I remember when my first son came out, I was like, wow. Like I cried, like, I'm a dad, bro. It's wild. His birthday, he just turned 21 last Thursday.
God bless, man.
And,
nice.
I remember my daughter came out. I was like, I didn't even like know how to touch her or hold her. It was just so different. But there's something that happens between the inception of your daughter to like their childhood. Like my daughter's about to be 16. The cuddling, the dad girl time, holding your hand when you're in a car together, like just weird shit that like you'd be like, I'm not doing that, you know. But like I texted her now, like, you don't hold my hand anymore. We're in the car. I missed that. She's like, I'm growing up, Dad. And I'm like, I don't want you to grow up, you know. But having a girl dad, it just makes you like, it takes you from different. When you're a boy dad, tough,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah. You know
Throw
what I
the
mean? Like,
garbage out.
yeah, like, I don't care what my boys do.
Yeah.
I care what my daughter does.
Yeah.
Because I know my boys can handle themselves. But I know for my daughter, she's going to get married one day. Now I play a very important role. So when you're playing an important role as a father to a boy, manly, tough, don't show no signs of weakness. That's what you think. But now when you have a daughter, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be soft. You have to talk about things that hurt. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because you want her to find a man like you.
It's going to line up
You
the way
want
your father
her
is,
to understand what it should be. Hence, the reason why I got divorced is because of my daughter.
Wow. Why?
So me and my
Jeez.
ex-wife had a super shitty relationship.
Oh, man.
I slept in my daughter's room. She slept in my bed for many years.
Whoa.
My daughter comes up to me one day and she goes, Dad, why don't you sleep in bed with us? She was like 9 or 10. And I said, I don't know. She goes, well, I'm just going to sleep with you tonight in my bed. And her bed was a little twin. It was small, it was tight. And that night I didn't sleep, but I watched her sleep the whole time. I said to myself, what example am I setting for her? Like my boys, whatever, they're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But for her, if she thinks that this is okay, because why does everyone say, oh, I'm just going to stick it out till the kids are out of school, then I'm going to get divorced. People do that.
Yeah. She's
But I didn't want to wait that long because she would have said that this is the standard.
She's going to play it
She would
out.
have started dating a boy who would have put her in a position like me and her mom were in. So I said, I got to get out of this real quick because if she's ever going to know what love is, it's going to be up to me because a daughter-father love is nothing like a mother-daughter love. Her and her mom
100%.
bump heads.
Yeah.
Me and her bump heads, but she always comes back to me.
Comes to you.
And then she tells me everything. You know, and I think my boys go to her. My one boy, my oldest boy comes to me for everything, but my middle boy goes to his mom. But there's just nothing like being a girl dad because it slows you down a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but also opens up your eyes to a different respect level of life and what you should be and a type of man you should be for your daughter.
That's a beautiful word, man, you just said, because I think it's missing, you know, how you understand the female psyche. I mean, we get married to a woman, we are with a woman, but when you have to raise a little girl and a woman, there's a different level of leadership and responsibility that comes with that. And it's like you want her, now she's 16, like you said, now, you know, she's going to go to college soon or whatever she chooses to do. And now the letting go aspect is a little bit more anxious because you know how cruel this world could be.
Yeah, and I see my boys like they're like hanging out with girls in college and the shit these girls are doing. Like I don't want to see that.
It's scary. I know it bugs me out thinking about it. Like, but then again, how ironic is it? You know how we spoke earlier. I mean, you can't compare a human person to a business, but you can't micromanage if you're the CEO. You got to kind of let them go and have faith.
Yeah,
So,
I let her do what she wants. I just tell her just be very open.
yeah.
I'll never be mad at you. Just tell me what's going on. Be honest with me because I will find out.
Be 100 with you. Yeah. Because you know what? You know, they try to hide things and they try to say
Everything.
oh, Dad, this and that, but we're hip to the game. We know what time it is. But as long as you have that transparent relationship with her, which I feel like you do have that as well with your sons, even if she does something amazing or something crappy, you're going to be there to help her out regardless.
Yeah.
But that goes back to the roots of you being we started this whole conversation about being present.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're tired and you're not working or you're working too much or you're working for the wrong reason, now you're not present for your family.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing for you to be able to be present for your daughter and your boys. And also, let's be quite honest, be present for yourself. Because I think
put myself first.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone thinks that's selfish, but that's the most important thing to do.
No, man, you got to love yourself. If you can't love yourself first, how you can't love or take care of anybody else? Yeah. What do you do for yourself to get away from business and decompress? What do you do?
So every morning I wake up, I don't work until probably about 9, 10 o'clock. I wake up, I journal, I read, have a cup of coffee, sit my lazy boy. Then I work out. A couple hours of workout. I did legs today too.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, man, let's go.
Quickest workout because I didn't have much time.
What, you squat like 400?
Nah. Back in the day, I had both my knees replaced. You know, so I was just thinking here while you're talking, and I'm like, you know, people listening to this episode are like, man, this guy's gone through it. But there's just so much more. You know, both my knees replaced. My middle son didn't talk to me for 4 years. I missed his entire high school career. So
my God.
People don't realize like everyone has an excuse, and my life is so bad. You know how many people I would have traded with to not go through some of the things? But those things got me to where I am today because he taught me resilience. But anyway, so me about myself is like, I give the whole morning to myself. I don't check my phone. I don't do none of that shit. And 99% of people who wake up in the morning, the first thing they're doing is looking at their phone. Now you're giving the world your attention. You see a bad email, you see a bad text. Listen, even if your friend died and someone texts you, you shouldn't be seeing that shit till 8 o'clock because you got to get right with life before you enter the world.
Yeah.
And that's what most people don't understand. Like, I don't even look at my phone or who texts me. And people are like, I didn't see it because I'm not looking, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to give the first, like you do, you go to the gym, you give your first couple hours to you.
Myself.
Now, once you're ready to dominate the day can bring anything you want. But if you go into the day and crash and burn in the first 2 seconds, it's over.
It's just, it doesn't let me concentrate. I don't, my phone's on do not disturb. I work out for 2 hours. I'll start looking at my phone when I'm in the sauna just to kind of get ready for the day. But from 3:30 to like 7-ish, there's no phone. Music on my headphones, that's it.
Yeah.
I look at my Apple iTunes, that's it. And I'm listening to music, but I'm listening to, my wife does this and I'm trying to get better at it. We do a Bible study plans on the Holy Bible app. So sometimes on the Stairmaster, I'll put one on, but I can't. I need music. It's hard to really dial in. But on the drives, I'll have the Bible on, or on the drive to work, I'll have the Bible on. For me, and I know it's the same with you got to have that moment with God too. You got to kind of get back to neutral.
I read devotionals instead every day, 5 different devotionals with a different scripture in them. And then I define what that means for my day.
And it sets purpose. I see you post some of those. I actually saw those. Yeah. Wow, man. So what a ride, brother. I mean, I'm enamored by your journey. I know there's a lot more left for you to do. You know what I mean? Because I think that you just are really just scratching the surface on your next level of greatness, man. What do you have planned next with your business?
So many different things, bro. Like I'm doing now, bringing big masterminds. So I used to do masterminds where they were like one-day masterminds once in a while. Now I have big masterminds for the entire year in Florida and New Jersey, where I get 15 entrepreneurs together for the entire year, help people grow on a higher level on top of my one-on-one coaching. We're starting to do events again, which is big because if you truly look at the most valued relationships you have in your life, they were met belly to belly. Shook someone's hand, met someone in person. And every event I've ever went to, personal development event, whatever it was, business event, I've always met one person of significance that changed my life or impacted my life in any which way. Most of these people today want to do everything on Zoom,
I hate that,
distraction, and you don't get the real growth. So we got a plan where we're going to bring all these live events back to Jersey. We're going to bring high-level people here so we don't have to go to California. We don't have to go to Texas. We don't have to go to Florida. They're going to come here. Now there's no excuse. Now you can separate the winners from the losers because you don't have to expense nothing but their time, and they can go to someone in their backyard. On top of that, we were talking about it off air. I said I wasn't going to really talk about it, but whatever.
Oh, here we go. Big D.
So we're meeting tonight, actually, after this podcast, and 2026, we're going to be bringing high-level entrepreneurs together. So there's a lot of groups that bring people together. Facebook groups, this, paid groups, all this.
Yeah.
But they bring everyone together. You have to be someone who's done something or is impactful to the community to be in this group, number one. Because at the end of the day, when you go inside of groups, you go to networking events, and there's a couple of successful people than everybody else, the entrepreneurs want everything from the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur never becomes the entrepreneur because they're not willing to do what they want to do, but they want free stuff. They want to call them and bug them and do all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When you put people of high intensity and high value together, how can I serve you? How can I help you? What can I do for you? Versus, what do you have for me with no transaction back to you?
Correct.
So how do we serve each other? And if I do something for you and you don't do nothing for me, that's cool. Who can you connect me with?
Correct. Yeah.
So we're going to be putting high-level people together. We're going to have some founding members. We're going to do events in New Jersey and New York and Connecticut where we're going to do dinners, where we're going to bring speakers in, and it's going to be high-level dinners with people. That way people can really get an impact and feel an impact. And you're in a room with energy. You don't need to know who's there. You just need to know that the people that are there are on the same level as you, if not greater. And then we're gonna do live events as well. We're gonna do a bunch of stuff,
That's so cool,
we're gonna do like webinars where we get on once a month and we do trainings and we have special guests that do trainings. But it's only gonna be for people who are high level stuff. Not like, I don't know how to do payroll. Like we don't need to know that bullshit.
Yeah. You want to go with the big primetime players.
It's like, hey man, I just made a $50 million investment, or I just made a $8,000 investment, and it's going to bring me this. Or hey, I'm about to buy a 23 unit, like this kind of stuff. Like we want people who are making moves.
Yeah.
Because making move people, you put them together, you're just going to shake the world.
Yeah. That's the whole point of a mastermind. Yeah. You put all these guys in one room and an idea can flow, a connection, a network, an opportunity, business. You don't know. It's endless opportunity. And you kind of just being the guy to put them all in the room. I mean, that's an amazing thing that I think is needed, because you don't strike me as a bullshit artist. You strike me as a guy that shoots from the hip. You're real about what you're doing. You mean everything with intention and purpose. And now you want to grow this even further for the serious players, not the guys that are going to stay home and eat Cheetos and want to be an entrepreneur. The guys that really want to move the needle. Yeah. I think this is the next level for you that's going to really level it up to another stratosphere that I don't even think you're ready for.
No.
But you're putting the place in. We talked about risk. Yeah. We talked about reward. This is one of those bigger risks, but the community response to this could be so massive for you.
I just look at like where life has taken me, the places it's taken me, The Apprentice. Over this past summer, I was invited to an exclusive yacht party with the Hiltons, an exclusive yacht party with the Rockefellers, like all different people. Wow. Like you wouldn't think, you know what I mean? Kid from Elizabeth is like now doing this, or I'm at the governor's mansion, I'm at the mayor's mansion, I'm with World Ambassadors, I'm with the owner of MLB. Like how is this all happening?
Yeah,
But it's happening because of proximity. Because you're putting yourself around the right people, and the right people connect you with the right people. People who want big things to happen in life don't sit there and wish, they make them happen. Mm-hmm. And we never know that time. We never know that appointment. But some serious shit's going to happen in your life, and you're going to meet some players that you never thought were possible, or you never even like imagined. But these are just going to come because of the divine appointments that you're going to be ready for when the time is there. And even if you're not ready for it, it'll present itself to show you what's possible.
1,000%, man. And you being from Elizabeth, like I said, it resonates with me because I'm from the same place. Yeah. And seeing the leaps and bounds you have gained over the last couple of years, it just makes me proud that someone from my, I don't want to say birth, I was born in Newark.
My hood.
My hood. Yeah, but like it's so dope that you're crushing it and you're doing it and you're making a really big difference. And I think you exemplify, drive, consistency, and this overbearing need to just succeed. And I think that's something that in this day and age with all the crazy stuff that's going on and all the BSers, all the fake influencers, all the shiny object showers that don't really have nothing to show for what they show, blah, blah, blah. You're breaking that stigma, and I think that's the reward for that is basically going to be ever growing for you.
Yeah.
Because of that. And because you're actually living your purpose. Because you're here to serve.
And one thing about us is, bro, is like, what the masses don't understand? We're tired. Listen, we're tired.
Yeah.
I was running yesterday on literally like no sleep for 4 hours because of what was going on. And my one of my guys who works for me, one of my producer media guys, he's like, he texted me this morning. He's like, bro, I'm really proud of you. Like, you're running on empty, but you're still running like an R8. And he goes, you just fucking go. You would never know.
Go. It's drive.
You never know. And I go, because that's passion. I don't have time to be tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I literally just came off a 5-day trip, was sleeping for 4 hours. Then I went on a couple of podcasts, then went to Long Island, then came back another 4 hours of sleep, filming content on another podcast yesterday. It's like one thing after another,
But it's fun.
I love it.
It's fun. Like I'd rather be tired and accomplished than have energy and feel like crap. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like yesterday, I'm prepping for your podcast. We're setting up the merchant system for the shirts that just got released on my website. I'm running orders. I'm learning about you. I got your videos on in the background. My wife is like, "Give me sushi for dinner." I got you, babe. Oh, walk the dog. I got it. Going back to the computer, listening to Dan, rocking Dan as I'm doing this. It's like a client calls me, "Hey, can you change the time for tomorrow?" Whoa, but it feels good. Yeah. It's like an adrenaline rush.
If you're not busy, there's something wrong.
Yeah, dude, my fear is idle time.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is idle time. Like And don't get me wrong, right? And let me ask you this question before we get you out of here. How do you handle, do you even deal with this, right? Like the guilt of relaxing or decompressing. Do you feel guilty when you actually relax for an hour or two? Or do you enjoy it?
So I go from ain't to faint, bro. So the minute I wake up, I go, and then as soon as I pass out, I pass out. But there are times during my day where I do feel like, hey, bro, I just need 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or I need like 30 minutes. And I'll just like jump up on a lazy boy, throw it back, shut the phone off, set an alarm. Because if I don't set an alarm, I will sleep for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because your body needs it, right?
It needs it. But those cat naps are epic.
But if those 20 minutes, it's just like, oh, all right, good, I'm ready. All right, let's go work out. Sometimes I need that. But I'm always at a point where the minute I'm always going. That's why I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
Right. So we're talking about TV.
We're talking about TV. Yeah.
The minute you put the TV on,
your brain
out.
Yeah. You're out. Yeah.
Because I have no interest on what's going on. Mm-hmm. So now my brain starts shutting down. Bring me to the movie theater. You might as well just let me sit in the car because you're going to waste your money.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Let me ask you a couple mastermind questions, brother, and I'll get you out of here. So I ask these questions to everybody that comes on. Quick answers. If you have a story you could share with it, feel free to. What book have you read that inspired you the most?
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Amazing book. Love that book. You're the first one that actually said that on this podcast, which shocks me because I think if
most people never even read it, but it's on their shelf.
Yeah.
You know the one part that stands out for me?
What?
Well, when a general went to Creed and they turn around and they go, hey, we're outnumbered. He turned around to his men and he burned the boats. And he goes, we have no other way out of here. We win or we die. So I never forget that in that book where, the general said, like, listen, burn the boats. And they're like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? Listen, we're leaving here in victory or we're not leaving here. So when you're outnumbered by whatever's going on in life, your only choice is to win. And I read that book when I was 17.
Wow, man. It still resonates. Do you read it again? Do you read it often?
I read it again.
I got to read it again.
I've read 960 books.
Holy cow.
And every one of my coaching clients, I had one over yesterday for his half day. Every one of my coaching clients, I refer books to them. They read at least over a course of a year, they'll read at least 12 books, one a month. And every book I refer is a book I read because I know exactly where they are
and what they need.
Book's going to help them and what they need.
Amazing, bro. Holy cow. What person in your life has brought you the most influence?
My kids. All three of them.
All three of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Any reason, well, before your kids, was there anybody that inspired you?
Yeah.
That had the most influence?
So when I was young, when I was 15 years old, the only job I ever had was as a carpenter's helper with this guy, Dave. The guy said he had 3 boys.
Yeah, the DZs.
Yeah. So he was like my mentor. He's the only person who ever said he believed in me. And when I turned 17, he told me he believed in me. I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna go out there and start my own company. And I was working for him. He goes, you're fucking crazy, but if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be you. At 17.
He believed, man.
And my parents told me I was crazy. My dad's like, why don't you go in a union? All this stuff. But he believed in me and he showed me something. I used to go to his house on the weekends and work for free, rake his leaves, sweep his garage, clean his basement, clean his attic, whatever I can do, just so I could be with Dave.
And just soak up the game.
Take whatever. We used to go Saturday morning. We used to go to this little bakery. He'd walk in. He was like the mayor. He'd get his buttered roll and his coffee. I'd sit down. I'd have my hot chocolate. I didn't drink coffee back then.
Yeah.
I had my hot chocolate and my buttered roll next to Dave, and I felt like the fucking man.
Bro.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But and everyone's like, "Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky." But now this shit's happened to me where people are like, "Yo, you're lucky to be around Dan," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm just normal." You know what I mean? But you can just see how the presence impacts other people, and people actually see what you're doing and want to be a part of it.
100%. And you're paying it forward, man.
Yeah.
Just like Dan,
His name was Dave.
Dave paid it to you, and you were, just enamored by being around him, and now you're Dave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I followed Dave, and then once I had kids, my kids inspired me because I never thought I would be a dad. I didn't know. I knew that I wanted to be a better dad than my dad, but I always wanted to be my kids' clutch, like their tightest thing in their life. And me and my oldest son are like best friends. And like I said, my other son didn't talk to me for 4 years. And we just came back. We were gone for 5 days. We went to 5 pro games in 5 days.
I saw that, man.
We went to
all
Detroit,
these stadiums, hockey.
Wednesday we went to the Red Wings game. We went to the NFL Thanksgiving game in Detroit. Friday we drove to Pittsburgh. Saturday afternoon went to UPitt game. Saturday night went to the Penguins game. Sunday we went to the Bills versus Steelers game.
Wow. What a blessing.
But my
man.
middle son was like, thanks, Dad. I had such a good time. And I haven't had a time with him like that in the last 5 years.
Wow.
So just knowing like that these kids and what I do for them, because everyone has kids, but most people aren't parents.
Yeah.
And one thing that's super important to me is to be a parent to my children, but also to be present in their life and to be able to experience things with them. And people will say like, you spoil your kids. Every one of my kids has their own jet ski. Every one of my kids has their own quad. But it's not because I'm giving them a gift. It's because I have one, they have one, we do it together.
Yeah.
They're not out on the streets. They're not riding their bikes. They don't want to go to their friend's house. They want to be with me because we're doing something together.
Wow, man. When you didn't speak to him for 5 years, did you feel an empty void in your life?
I texted him every day. He wouldn't text me back.
Was he angry at you, or was it just...
it was my ex-wife, like, got in his head and shit. But he was angry at me because his mom made me a demon. And then he finally came back when he was 18. And I said, what made you come back? He said, I was ready. I used to go to his football games. He would ignore me. I didn't miss one football game. His mom would be on vacation, be out with her friends, do whatever. I didn't miss one football game. One football game I missed. I was in Aruba. Everyone's eating dinner. I'm across the street at the coffee shop pulling Wi-Fi so I could watch a live stream.
Wow.
And he didn't know.
He didn't know. No.
But I did everything I could because I knew God would bring him back when he was ready, not when I was ready. And it was the hardest thing I ever went through.
Man. Well, God bless you. He's back in your life, man. I know you feel that void, that loop is closed now.
For a 5 days straight, I heard Dad. For 4 years, I didn't hear it at all. And every time I hear him in the back of my mind, I feel like it's like a ghost talking because like I'm not used to it. But it's so comforting knowing it's there.
Of course.
It's crazy,
man. God bless, brother. Seriously, man. That's hitting me home here, man. What is your lightest and darkest moment in life?
So my darkest moment, when I was going through my divorce, I literally wanted to kill myself.
Oh my God.
I was sitting under a bridge for a couple hours until I came to together. I mean, listen, divorce could fuck you up. Yeah. But an evil woman could fuck you up even worse. And my ex-wife had a mission. She said she was going to destroy me. She was going to take all my kids from me. She did get one. But thankfully she didn't get the others. But I had to snap out of it. And I had to realize that I was being super selfish. Like, if I go, who's going to be these kids' dads? And like, all this stuff started going through my head. But that I was at a point of no escape. Like, I was done. Jeepers. So that was my lowest, and my highest point in my life was having my first son.
Oh man, amazing, bro. Beautiful like moment. To be honest with you, that's. I know that feeling is just like, wow, it's another little bit of me in this world, and the responsibility and the everything that comes over you. It changes you forever. Yeah, it changes you forever, man. We got 3 more quick ones for you. Have you ever had any vices, and how did you overcome them?
Not really.
I know you don't drink alcohol. Was that a vice?
I drank for a while. I would like socially drink.
Oh, okay.
I stopped drinking because last year I went to Aruba and I was like, I'm not going to drink Tito's while I'm here and get all banged up and not be able to go out to dinner. I'll just drink beer. And I drank beer for 7 days straight, bro. My stomach was bloated. Oh, my liver wasn't digested, and my stomach didn't go down for months because my liver was getting affected. So I had to like totally flush my body. So since then, I haven't drank.
Sheesh.
But I feel 1,000 times better.
Yeah, it's poison.
I did abuse steroids for a long time.
This is when you were bodybuilding?
Yeah, but I did it for many years until like 2017.
Oh, wow.
I almost went to prison for 7 years.
How the hell did this happen, D?
So I was getting mail order steroids.
Whoa.
They caught it coming in the mail. They came to my house, feds, the county, local police. Bro, I had so much shit.
Jesus, dude.
And they kicked my door, and they didn't really kick my door, and they actually politely opened it. But that was it, bro. They took all the money we had in a safe. At the time, I was going through the divorce. My ex-wife was trying to like hang it over me and say, yeah, he's a scumbag, well, because she was trying to use it as a vice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I almost went to jail because of the amount of stuff I had. And so like, dude, when you have money, they want to fuck you bad.
Of course.
When you got no money, all right, we're good.
Oh, there you go.
So I ended up like having a really good lawyer. A really good friend of mine was an addict, and he overcame an addict. He's super successful, one of my best friends. And he kind of coached me through it. So I ended up getting probation for 5 years. I was done in 18 months because there was nothing wrong with me. But dude, they were just trying to drain every dollar I had.
I know. That's the game. Yeah.
And every fucking cop is on juice and
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, dude? You know what I mean?
People get offended now if you call them natty. But
it just makes these people look good. It makes cops look good because they have a big bust and a big story. But someone who doesn't have nothing, you have no story. Oh, but we busted this guy. We took all the shit. Like, fuck you.
Well, thank God you're healthier now, and that you're
so from that point, getting arrested helped me stop abusing steroids because I was still abusing. Now I'm doctor prescribed TRT. That's it. But like, dude, I was on everything. Dude. I was jacked, bro, out of my mind. But I just so bad. It was bad for my heart. It was bad for everything.
I'm scared of doing it. I mean, all my buddy at the gym. Oh, you should, you juice. I'm like, no, dude, everything's natural, man. But if I did that, I know how quick the game.
But just go to the doctor and just get some TRT. You know what I mean? Like, nothing wrong with that. It's just hormone optimization.
Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of peptides. Yeah. I've been doing BPC 157.
I've never done any of that shit.
TB. I mean, it's good for recovery, man, and for your gut, because they say your gut is like your real true brain. You know what I mean? So, and again, it's not. I
don't know much about peptides. There's so much out there. I don't really know who to trust, who not to trust.
Same here, man. But that's why we have Anobi, the sponsor. That's where I get all my game from.
Okay.
But yeah, man. No, steroids was always something that it intrigued me, but I just never did it. Yeah. I never did it. And then the beer, I mean, when I go to Aruba, I have 1,000 chills. But now maybe I'm going to lay off the chills after the story you told me.
I like the, what's the Mango Magic?
Oh, the Mango Magic. Yeah, that thing is crack.
So good, dude.
Crack,
so good.
Bro. My limit is like 2 beers now because I get bloated. I feel wet.
Yeah, I just went to Aruba. I didn't drink at all. Not one drink, no nothing. And everyone's like, and the bartender's like, yo, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Now just water.
Just water.
Wow. Juice? No juice? No sugar?
No, maybe like a
little pina colada virgin?
No, maybe like a sugar-free Coke Zero or something.
There you go. Oh, well, thank God you're feeling better though, man. Holy cow. I got one last one for you here, man. We'll let you go. I know we got a hard out. What's the last thing you purchased that changed your life?
Cow.
A cow? It's tax deductible.
No.
What?
So I have 6 cows, 6 goats, 3 sheep. No, more than 6 goats. So we've had a shore house for like a little while. And there's something about having a shore house where it's like Thursday afternoon when you go to a shore house and you show up, all the problems that followed you there just kind of stay in the street. They don't come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Now to be able to come home and have cows in the back. We have Scottish Highland cows, the little furry ones. They're like all over TikTok. Call them the TikTok cows. Cows don't really give a fuck what you're going through. All they want to do is be loved and be fed. So no matter what part of the day it is, whether it's the morning, whether it's the night, and you go out there, you have full serenity. So one of the lambs yesterday, so the lambs are like little fat shits. They're like little like baby dolls, and they're like they're growing. And if they fall over, sometimes they can't get up. So one of the lambs fell over yesterday. It was pouring rain, and it was cold, and something must have happened to traumatize it, and it wouldn't move. We thought it was dead. Brought it inside last night, heating blanket, in the shower, warm bath, everything. Like let it stay in the bathroom all night, and this morning back outside and running. Just wanted to be back by its people and everything. Came right back to life, right? So it's like you see that there's no care, there's no emotion. You don't know how that lamb is feeling, but that lamb just wants to get back to its environment, wants to get back with its people, wants to get back around the loving area where it's from and where it is. But what's crazy is all the other animals got shelter yesterday while this one lamb was laying out there because they don't know how to save themselves. So it's our job as owners of these animals to like help them and let them grow and, bring them into adulthood. So just the peace of knowing like when they're mooing or when you're going out there, they just want to walk up to you. Just pet me, please.
Yeah. They want
just
love.
Feed me, please. And just love me, please.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been the best purchase I've made. We just got 2 new ones. We got another one coming. We breed them too, but that's been the best purchase is animals. Dogs are cool, but there's something different about farm animals.
Really? I gotta get into this. When I get my bigger home, I'm gonna get some farm animals. Man.
Things don't do stuff for me anymore. Boats don't do shit for me.
Yeah.
Houses don't do shit for me. Cars don't do shit for me.
I mean, you peaked at 24 where all the material stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who needs
it
that?
Doesn't
anymore?
do. Watches don't do nothing for me. Clothes don't do nothing for me. I mean, I have a lot of watches. I have a lot of sneakers, whatever. I have a lot of hats, but it doesn't do nothing for me. It's just who I am. But like, I can honestly say, like a $10,000 cow was probably the happiest purchase that I've had in the last year.
And the serenity it gives you, man, and that care and love that you have to give it. It's just there has to be some type of a calming effect to it. You know, taking care of something.
You're having a bad day, just walk out there.
That's it. You're back to normal.
So you're back to normal.
Yeah. D, what a ride, brother. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for making time. I mean, from the beginning, with all the ups and downs to where you are today and what's in the future for you, brother, I pray and I know that things going to work out for you, man. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. And thank you for sharing your story and sharing your trials and tribulations, because I know a lot of people that listen to this podcast, they are on the precipice of trying to do something great or they're already great. So thank you for adding to this and for giving me your time. I really appreciate it, man.
Appreciate the invite.
My brother. Appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you.
Before we leave, tell everybody here where they can find you, how they can contact you, what do you got going on? Let the world know.
Sure. Easiest way to connect with me would be Instagram. I'm the most active there. Big Dan Official. If you're looking to maybe level up this year, 2026, at bigdmastermind.com. Or if you're looking or interested in coaching to scale your business, Big D Coaching /1-on-1. Let me know how I can help. I have a main website, dansachkowsky.com, that'll tell you about everything I've done, everything I'm doing, and everywhere I'm at. But more importantly, listen, if I can help you in any which way, you feel like there's something I said today that you want clarity on, or something that you're feeling you want clarity on, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I will go back and forth with you as much as I have to help you out. I'm not looking for any money. I just want to be a servant to you and be connected. So you connect with me, I connect back with you, and I'll help you any which way I can.
Beautiful, man. And listen, Big D's a man of his word. Like, we just connected on IG, and I sent you a message. I was like, hey, love what you're doing. Can you come on my show?
And then we talked for like 40 minutes.
We talked for a little bit,
right?
yeah. And it was just like so organic. And I'm like, I was so, for a minute, I was gaslit. I was like, wait, people like this aren't this forthcoming and open and cool. So that right away made me want to sit down with you more, because it didn't feel fake. It felt just pure, genuine, authentic. Hey, come on. Hey, sure. But it was like,
I'm the same kid that was in Elizabeth.
No, that's love. That's that Elizabeth blood roots. It just follows you everywhere. So
don't forget where you came from.
For real, man. And it shows in your character. Like, this is not an act. Like, you legit answered me right away, called me, we got on the phone, we set it up, and here you are, and I'm grateful for it, man. So
appreciate it. Likewise.
Thank you, brother. And I want to get on Intrepidus, man. Come on, what I got to do, bro? Let's rock and roll, baby. I'm hype.
March. We're locking
we'll
in
set
March
it up,
now.
bro. Word.
Definitely.
Brother, thank you again, man. Guys, that is a wrap on episode 54 of I'm an Artist, Not a Salesman podcast. If this podcast inspired or moved you in any way, please subscribe to my Apple, Spotify, and YouTube platforms by typing in Luis Guzman, I'm an Artist, Not a Salesman, and clicking that subscribe button. Please make sure to follow my Instagram handle at I'm an Artist, Not a Salesman, for all content and updates. I am thankful for every listener. I pray you have a blessed one, not a stressed one. Peace.
I need you by my side.